Have you ever wondered how Stoicism can transform the way you deal with everyday situations? In this video we will explore 10 situations in which keeping your mouth shut becomes an act of Stoic wisdom. From anger management to navigating uncertainty, we'll discover how this ancient philosophy can offer us powerful tools to live a fuller, more serene life. Don't miss this journey towards self-discipline and inner calm. Stay until the end and subscribe so you don't miss any details of this fascinating topic. Number 1. Control anger. Anger, that emotion that often comes over us suddenly, can be a challenge in staying calm. Stoicism gives us a roadmap to address this emotional impulse with clarity and wisdom. Instead of letting anger control us, it teaches us to recognize it as part of our human experience, accepting it without judgment. It invites us to investigate its roots, understanding what triggers it and how we can respond more constructively. Instead of reacting impulsively, Stoicism encourages us to transform that energy into a positive force for personal growth. It shows us that anger can be an opportunity to practice virtue, strengthen our emotional resilience, and cultivate deeper, more authentic relationships. Number 2. Coping with loss. Loss, an inevitable companion of our existence, can immerse us in a sea of turbulent emotions and difficult moments. However, Stoicism offers us a valuable perspective to approach this challenge with calm and serenity. It reminds us that everything in life is ephemeral, that change and impermanence are an intrinsic part of our human experience. With this understanding, we train our mind to accept reality as it is, without resistance or clinging. Through the practice of patience and introspection, we learn to face adversity with wisdom and equanimity. This approach allows us to embrace all the emotions that arise naturally in the face of loss, without denying them or getting carried away by them. Thus, we live each moment with fullness and gratitude, knowing that each experience, whether of joy or sadness, is part of the rich tapestry of life. Number 3. Handle injustice. When we encounter injustice, it is not only a challenge to our perception of fairness, but also an opportunity to demonstrate the strength of our character. Stoicism gives us tools to face this situation with serenity and inner wisdom. Instead of allowing indignation or disappointment to dominate us, he urges us to look inward, to find a refuge of peace within ourselves. It teaches us that our responses are under our control, and that we can choose to reflect and re-evaluate our values instead of impulsive reactions. In the face of injustice, Stoicism invites us to seek effective and constructive solutions, recognizing that true strength lies in the ability to maintain composure even in the most challenging moments. Number 4. Deal with gossip. Facing gossip and false rumors can be a real challenge to our integrity and dignity. However, Stoicism offers us valuable insight into how to approach this situation with grace and determination. Instead of feeling obligated to defend our honor through impulsive words and actions, Stoicism encourages us to choose the path of silence and patience. Recognize that time and truth are powerful allies, capable of unraveling the webs of gossip and falsehoods. True strength, Stoicism teaches us, comes not from anger or confrontation, but from the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity. By facing gossip with calmness and wisdom, we demonstrate our true inner strength and cultivate lasting peace in our hearts. Number 5. Accept unfair criticism. When we are faced with unfair criticism, it is natural to feel the impulse to defend ourselves and contradict what has been said. However, Stoicism offers us a different perspective, calm and reflection. It invites us to contain our first emotional reaction and instead listen carefully to what has been expressed. Accepting reality, even if it is unfair, is essential to achieving mental freedom. Silence, in this context, becomes a manifestation of control over our emotions and actions. It is the tool that allows us to prevent an unfair situation from becoming an endless battle, opting instead for inner peace and serenity. If you're enjoying what you've seen so far, I encourage you to show your support by clicking the I like it, which you will find just below. Your support is essential so we can continue bringing you quality content. Number 6. Deal with presumption. When we receive praise from others, Stoicism teaches us the virtue of silence. This act of verbal restraint does not arise from weakness, but quite the opposite. It is a display of inner strength and deep introspection. Stoicism reminds us that our worth does not depend on external opinions, but on our own perception and self-knowledge. By choosing to remain silent in the face of presumptions, we demonstrate that we are strong people, with deep thoughts and solid self-esteem. This silence not only creates internal space for peace and spiritual freedom, but also challenges contemporary culture that often glorifies vanity and pride. In a world full of noise and superficial praise, Stoicism invites us to find true strength in humility and authenticity. Number 7. Navigating uncertainty. In the vast ocean of existence, we often find ourselves sailing through uncharted waters, where waves of uncertainty and mystery constantly challenge us. Stoicism offers us a compass to guide us in these moments of confusion and doubt. It teaches us that uncertainty is not simply a temporary state, but rather the very essence of life. Accepting our limitation to know everything in advance frees us from the weight of expectation and opens the doors to discovery, learning, and personal growth. In those moments of bewilderment, where words may seem insufficient or inadequate, silence becomes a powerful tool. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of deep trust in our own process and in the wisdom that resides in inner stillness. Number 8. Stay silent in the face of false rumors. In a world saturated with information and rumors, Stoicism urges us to cultivate the strength of silence. This act of verbal restraint is not a symbol of helplessness, but quite the opposite. It is a manifestation of hidden strength and determination. Choosing silence allows us to maintain calm and mental clarity in the midst of the chaos of opinions and unfounded criticism. The Stoics understand silence as a protective shield that protects the soul and mind from the harmful influences of the outside world. It is a practice that invites us to reflect and evaluate events with insight, without falling into the trap of reacting impulsively to misinformation or unfair judgments. In a world where noise and confusion are commonplace, silence becomes a refuge of peace and inner serenity. Number 9. Accept ambiguity. When we find ourselves faced with the fog of ambiguity, Stoicism invites us to embrace the art of silence as a noble expression of our philosophy of life. Instead of succumbing to the urge to respond to every shadow of confusion, we choose to remain silent, allowing us to remain calm and composed. This conscious silence not only reflects our ability to deal with uncertainty, but is also a demonstration of our inner strength and determination to navigate through challenges with serenity and wisdom. By accepting ambiguity and embracing silence as fellow travelers on our path, we find a way of living that leads us toward peace and tranquility in the midst of the uncertainty of the world. Number 10. Cultivate patience. Silence goes beyond the mere abstention of words. It is a symbol of emotional maturity and the key to spiritual freedom and inner peace. By choosing silence as a response in challenging situations, we not only protect ourselves from speaking hasty and potentially hurtful words, but we are also cultivating an inner disposition of patience, wisdom, and compassion. This act of verbal containment allows us to be more receptive and understanding towards others, even in times of tension and conflict. By consciously practicing silence, we are strengthening our ability to address and solve problems more intelligently and humanely. Ultimately, silence becomes a powerful tool that helps us foster more harmonious relationships and build a more compassionate and understanding world. After exploring these 10 situations where Stoicism teaches us the importance of keeping our mouths shut, do you feel inspired to apply these teachings in your daily life? Which of these situations challenges you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Feel free to leave your comments below and share your reflections with the community. Remember that on this channel we strive to provide you with content that inspires and enriches your life. If you want to continue exploring fascinating topics like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Until next time, and have a day full of serenity and self-discipline.